Put chopped sage under there if you wanted to, or dried sage, or tarragon. Two of those go very well with pork, tarragon and sage. So you can, at this point, if you wish, just put a little bit under there for excess flavour. So we're putting this, thank you, always keep your string in a box, okay, always keep it in there because it will move around otherwise. Right, this is a German butcher's thigh. So what this is called is, anybody know what this is called? This is called barding. Covering fat over the top of a joint for roasting. It's called barding. If you look under your meat preparation, you'll see barding in there. Now what I always do is, I start off on the end. Let's go look at these knives. I tuck it underneath, and then I tie it into a nice knot. Okay? It's kind of moved a little bit there, but that's fine. You see what I've done there? So I've just looped it under, I've tied it into a knot. Quite simple. And I've left that there. That'll come into play a bit later, yeah? So now, see my hand? See my hand? Okay, my hand. Put it together and loop it over. Open your hand out, and then that goes over the end. From the same end as you started. And then pull it tight. Pull it tight. And then I do it again. Okay? See fingers? Over, open, over the end. And I keep sliding it along. Can you see what's happening now with the meat? Yeah. What's happening with that joint?
Tighter.
It's getting tighter and it's maintaining its shape. These little offcuts here are a bit odd, but there you are. Again, over, open it up, over the end, and then keep pulling it tight. Okay? Does anyone want to have a go? Like that. Over. Open. You could practice this on a roll of cling film with some string. Do you know what I mean? And then cut it until you master it. That's my advice to you. It's like piping. Those are the kind of skills you can whip up some cream at home. You shouldn't be waiting to come to college to, master those skills. You should be practicing them at home. So I'll show you again. Hand over like that. Open it up, and then the loop over the end. And you just keep working your way along. Now, the butcher has hacked this into tiny strips. Normally that would be a lot neater, but because he's hacked these areas here, it doesn't look as neat and tidy as you'd expect it to.
How many times did you normally go around it?
Well, as many as it needs to hold its shape. I do it about every inch or so.
Can you do that with beef?
Do it any joint at all.
Yeah.
Any joint at all. And then the last one now will go over there. All the way. It's got to come over the end you started with. You can't slip it on from the opposite end. It won't work. Right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure it back to where we began. Can you cut me there, please, with this knife? Just cut me there.
Yeah.
Yep. Fantastic. And that goes back in there for the next one. So what I'm going to do with this now, turned it over. I'm going to loop it back through the loops. Not every one, every other one. And then the two ends, remember what that's the bit I said will come into play later?
Yeah.
Tie it nice and tight into a double knot. Cut off the excess. So now I got myself a joint that's held together with the fat. If you didn't have these butcher's slits in them from the start, that would look a lot neater. And that's ready for cooking.
If you went into a butcher's, is that a rolled pork?
That, you see, he's given it to you already,
Oh, right.
done like that.